I own a massive ranch, about 3,500 acres of rolling pastureland, creeks, and oak groves. My family has worked this land for generations. It's not just a ranch, it's our livelihood. We run cattle, grow hay, and lease out hunting rights every fall. About a year ago, a new subdivision popped up along my eastern boundary. They threw up an HOA overnight, fancy brick sign, iron gates, cookie-cutter houses on half-acre lots. Suddenly, I started noticing SUVs pulling into my ranch drive and people acting like they owned the place. The ringleader of this nonsense was none other than Karen, the HOA president. She introduced herself to me once, and I knew trouble was coming. She had that smug, plastic smile and a way of talking like everything already belonged to her. Her first move? She kindly suggested that since her neighborhood needed more open space, I should sell them the corner of my ranch near their gates so they could build a community park. I told her no, flat out. That land was part of my working pasture. She didn't like that answer. The following weeks, I caught her neighbors jogging across my fields, kids riding four-wheelers down my cattle lanes, even a few people fishing in my creek. I installed new fences, cameras, and posted more no trespassing signs. That should have been the end of it. But then one morning, I came back from town and found a bright red for sale sign stuck right at the entrance to my ranch road. And beneath it, a laminated flyer with my property listed as an expansion opportunity for the HOA development. Karen had actually listed MY ranch land for sale through their HOA's realtor, without my permission. I tore that sign out of the ground so fast I almost bent the steel post in half. Then I called the realtor's office. They said Karen claimed the HOA was negotiating rights to buy my land and they were just preparing early marketing. That was it. Gloves off. I contacted my attorney and filed an injunction immediately. But I didn't stop there. I had been documenting every jogger, every ATV, every trespassing incident with time-stamped camera footage. My lawyer bundled it all into a trespass and fraud case. When the sheriff served the HOA board with papers, the panic started. But Karen? She doubled down. She marched up my driveway with two board members and demanded to negotiate terms. I told her the only terms were that she and her neighbors keep off my land. Period. She screamed about community access rights and actually threatened to call the cops on me while standing on MY Ranch. So I did her one better. That evening, I drove my tractor out to the boundary road where their HOA had built a shortcut gate into my fence line. I dropped 4 massive concrete barriers across it and welded my ranch gates shut with fresh chain and lock. Then, with my attorney's help, I filed a notice revoking all easement rights they thought they had across my private road. The next morning, when their whole neighborhood tried to leave for work, they found their shiny shortcut blocked and the only other road out under county review, which meant long detours through dirt back roads. Karen lost it. She called 911 screaming that I had illegally trapped an entire neighborhood. When deputies arrived, I met them at the gate with my deed, survey maps, video footage, and the fresh injunction. The deputies didn't even blink. They told the HOA the road was mine and they'd better stop trespassing or face arrest. Karen tried to argue, until the deputy told her the next time she set foot on my property, she'd be in handcuffs. Word spread fast. Within a week, the HOA board called an emergency meeting without Karen. They voted her out as president, citing abuse of authority and mismanagement. Meanwhile, my fraud case is still moving forward. If it sticks, Karen could end up personally liable for tens of thousands in damages. Now, every time I drive past their subdivision, I see their fancy community entrance, half blocked by detour signs, and it makes me smile. Karen tried to steal my ranch, and instead, I legally cut off her entire neighborhood.